What is going on? This is Cody, and you are tuned into B-Boy 45, broadcasting from the Seacrest Studios here at Children's Hospital, Colorado. And I am bringing you a very special treat today. It is another special edition of the latest news to keep you in the groove with Maya. Maya, who's on the line with us today?
Marsha Thomason.
Marsha Thomason! Woo! How are you? Welcome.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Hello. Now, Maya, I know you love this lady because she was in White Collar, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, if anybody else is watching, can you tell them quick before you start your interview some of the other things they might have seen her in?
Well,
or should I ask her?
Yeah.
Oh, don't ask me. Don't ask me. I can't remember. I'm so old. I've forgotten half of it.
Okay, well, there you go. She's in Maya's favorite show, White Collar. I think you were in a show called Las Vegas. I think you were in some other things.
Yeah.
You tell us all about it. Maya, take it away, girl.
Okay, so first of all, thank you so much for calling in. I've been really excited to talk to you. And yeah. So I've been looking forward to this all week. So.
Oh, that's so nice. I'm looking forward to talking to you too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So my first question for you is, when was the moment you first knew you wanted to be an actress?
So I don't know that it was one moment, but I do know there's a movie that's a big movie in the UK, and all kids have seen this movie. But then I moved to America, and nobody knows this movie. It's called Bugsy Malone, and it stars Jodie Foster when she was a little girl. And it's the entire cast is children. They're all children, but they're all playing adults. And it's a musical, and it's set in Prohibition times in the 1920s in the US. And it's all singing and dancing, and it's fabulous. And it's on television all the time in the UK. It's on at Christmas, it's on at Easter, it's on all the time. And so I just desperately wanted to be in that movie when I was a kid. And that was kind of the thing that inspired me and made me want to be an actor. And then, you know, many years later, I realized I was too old to be in Bugsy Malone because I was an adult, which broke my heart a little bit. So I never got to be in Bugsy Malone, but I did get to be an actor, so that's okay.
Your show, you were in the show Lost, which was such a big cultural moment, and I know it's ranked as one of the best shows in television history. I was wondering, what did it mean to you to be a part of that?
Yeah, that was so exciting because I joined the cast of Lost in its third season, and I'd been watching it since the first episode. I mean, that pilot was so big. Everybody was talking about it, and, you know, the show was just a big deal, and I was a fan. And I actually auditioned for a couple of other roles before I got the role of Naomi. And so they kept bringing me back in, and it didn't work out, and I was disappointed. And then finally they did cast me, and it was just fantastic. It was that when I first started working on it, I had a bunch of scenes in the jungle with Daniel Day Kim and Dominic Monaghan and Jorge Garcia. And I spent days just kind of flat on my back, pretending I was like, you know, passing out and waking up and passing out. And it was very surreal. But then I had a scene with Naveen Andrews, who played Saeed, in a tent. And I'm in the middle of a take, we're rolling. And I just had this moment where I was like, oh my gosh, it's Saeed. And like, I was in the middle of the take and I forgot my lines, and I was just so excited to be there. And the cast was so welcoming, and it was a brilliant experience. And I got to be in many episodes over seasons 3, 4, and 5. And it was just great. It was really great.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So you played Diana in White Collar, which is one of my all-time favorite shows. I've been rewatching it during quarantine, and I've been like rewatching it slowly so I can save it. And it's just one of my favorite shows. And I was wondering, was it challenging to play an FBI agent?
It was a lot of fun. Diana is such a fun character. She's no nonsense. She doesn't take any messing from anybody. You know, she carries that gun and she FBI. It was just so much fun. It wasn't challenging particularly. It was just more than anything, it was fun. I got to live in New York. You know, I'm from England. I got to live in New York for 6 months of the year every year and be with this brilliant cast. You know, we're all friends. We had such a good time doing it that it really was just a gift. I had a fantastic time making it. And, you know, I'm seeing Tim tomorrow. Like, you know, we're friends. And so, it was a real treat. And people love that show, which is so nice.
Yeah, my mom watched it when it was on, and then a couple years ago, we went back and watched it all together, and so then I just became obsessed with it, and I've been like rewatched it hundreds of times.
Oh wow, you've seen it more than I have then.
My next question for you was if you all still stay in touch, because you all had just amazing chemistry.
Yes, we have. You know, unfortunately, one of the things in this business is that, you know, you're so close and you're together all the time, and then something comes to an end and everybody goes off, scatters off in different directions to do new things. And so we don't see each other often, you know, but we are constantly in touch. We can pick up the phone, we text, you know, at any time. I see Sharif a lot. And I don't get to see the others as much as I would like, but we are still very much in touch. We just before COVID, we all got together for a meal and had planned that we were going to make that at least, because a year goes by so quickly. And so we said at least once a year we must do this. And then, of course, COVID came along and kind of scuppered that for the time being. But when we can, we will get together again and make that an annual thing. So at least we see each other once a year, you know, because time just flies by.
Yeah. I love that. So did you have a favorite episode to film?
So there was an episode, Tim directed it actually, that we did at the Cotton Club in Harlem. And I got to wear this blonde wig and like pretend to be a cigarette girl. I don't know if you remember this episode. I get to wear this very cute little outfit and I've got this blonde wig because I'm undercover. And I remember Diane Carroll said to me, "Girl, that wig." She was not impressed with the wig. I loved it. I thought it was so much fun, but she thought it was a terrible wig. That was a really fun episode. I think the most fun was, I think it was season 2, where I went undercover at a magazine and I was playing Diana with her American accent, but then Diana went undercover with a British accent. And so I was doing it kind of the flip way to the way I do it. I'm English, I play American. She's American, she was pretending to be English. And there was one scene in particular where Diana's on the phone with Burke. So she talks to him with an American accent, and then the person she's working for undercover speaks to her, and then I had to put on the British accent and then go back to the talk about, you know, it was crazy, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, cool.
And that was challenging, actually.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that sounds like it would actually be really confusing to go back and forth.
Yeah, it was a little confusing, yeah.
So you've been in so many other things as well, including the Haunted Mansion and Las Vegas. Has there been a character you've related to the most?
I don't know about what have I related to the most? Well, I just finished a job back in the UK. It hasn't been on yet. It's a series called The Bay on ITV. And I play the lead. I play Jen Townsend, who is a police officer. And I think I relate to her the most. She's a woman from Manchester, where I'm from. And she moves to a new town, something I've done before, moved to a new country. And she has to figure out, she has to find her feet, figure out what her life is in this new place with this new job. And there's a crime at the beginning of the season, and then I spend 6 episodes with the team of cops trying to solve the crime. I think I relate most to her, actually. One of my favourite characters I've ever played is a character I don't relate to at all. Shazza Pierce on a show I did long before you were born called Playing the Field. It was about a female soccer team, and she was just crazy and do all this stuff that I just have never done. And that was a lot of fun to play. It's fun to play characters who are nothing like you. It's fun to play villains and messed up people.
So if you could have anyone narrate the story of your life, who would it be?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. If I could have anyone narrate the story of my life, who would it be? Oh, the first person that comes to my mind is not at all famous. It's my daughter, and I think she would do an incredible job. I think you're going to have to watch this space for that one. She's clearly going to be an actor, and I think she would love to do that. And I think she, knows me better than most, so I would choose my daughter.
Oh, cool. So what song always makes you want to have a dance party?
Oh, that's great. George Michael. Do you know who George Michael is? George
Yes.
Michael. He's been one of my favorites since I was 10 years old, and he was in this group called Wham, a pop group. And then he became a solo artist, and he has a song called Freedom 90. And that song always makes me want to dance.
Cool. Yeah.
But a more recent song that always makes me want to dance is Bruno Mars' Uptown Funk. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, my family and I just constantly have dance parties.
You do?
So it's just so fun. Like at the beginning of quarantine, we would just put on a song and just start dancing. And because we were like, we need a dance break. So
seriously, I think we all need a big dance break after the past year and a half, right? What's your favorite song to dance to?
There's two that come to mind. And it's Jessie Reyes, No Sweat, and then a song by Doja Cat called Boss.
I am so old. I've heard of these people's names. Do I know these songs? No. Maybe if I heard them, I would know them. I've no idea. This will happen to you one of these days. Suddenly you'll be like, what are they talking about? I used to have my finger on the pulse. I knew who was what and what was going, all of it. I knew all of it. Now I have no idea. I just listen to George Michael.
Yeah, well, both of those songs, especially, no, both of them, my sister and I will just drive around, just listening to, like, we'll turn it up and we'll roll down the windows and just like scream the lyrics. So.
I love that. I love that. One of my fondest memories is before I lived in California, my sister came to university at the University of Santa Barbara. So I visited her for a week. And I remember us just driving Destiny's Child. That's the group that Beyonce was in before she was solo. They had this album out at the time and we just sang it the whole holiday. It was just singing the tops of our heads off. And it was just brilliant. It's a great feeling. I'm glad you get to do that with your sister.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was very mad at her when she started college just a couple years ago, or not years ago, a couple weeks ago. And so I was very mad at her for going. So and we used to share a room. So I was like, you know what? I'm buying a bunch of stuff and redecorating our room, and you have no say in it, and this is payback. So,
yeah, that's hard. That's hard. Oh, well, I wish her much success at university.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So is there a show that you're currently binge watching?
My husband and I just finished watching the first season of The Morning Show last night, which is not a show for kids, but it's excellent. I mean, it was so good. You know, a kids show that made my daughter really like to watch is The Who Was Show. Have you ever seen that on Netflix? There's a series of books called The Who Was Show, and and then they've turned it into a television program. And so all these kids, it'll be, you know, George Washington or Alexander Hamilton or Louis Armstrong, and it tells you the stories of their lives, but in a really fun way. And we enjoy watching that a lot. And of course, we enjoy The Masked Singer very much. What else do we watch? I don't know. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing there's a new series starting, and I think it'll be a nice show for our family to watch. The Wonder Years. It's going to be starting in a couple of weeks. Yeah, and it was a show that was on years ago when I was a kid, and they've rebooted it. And I think that's going to be a nice show for families.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is your go-to movie when you want to be cheered up?
Well, I mean, I've already told you how much I love Bugsy Malone still to this day. I'll watch that movie at any time. I love Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure very much. I like to put that on. Have you ever seen that? The original. Oh, it's so fun. Yeah, you should watch that. It's really fun. I like The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my daughter loves Ocean's 8. She puts it on at least once a week. Have you seen Ocean's 8?
No, I don't. I actually don't remember.
You know, it's Sandra Bullock and Mindy Kaling and Awkwafina and Rihanna, Kate Blanchett, and they play thieves who rob the Met Gala on the night of the big event. It's a lot of fun. It's very glamorous. It's girl power. I mean, they're thieves. I don't recommend we become thieves, but it's a really fun movie.
Cool. Sorry, I'm trying to turn the page for my questions. So do you have a motto or quotation that you live by?
I do. I have it tattooed on my wrist. You can't see it, but it says, "Embrace the chaos," which is something that a friend of mine said to me many, many years ago. I work in a business that's very stressful and very unpredictable. And so this friend of mine said to me, you know what, you can't control it. You just need to embrace the chaos, embrace it. And so that's something I try to do. I try to live by. I don't always succeed, but I definitely try.
Cool. Yeah. Actually, my sister and I were talking about getting tattoos over the summer, and I chickened out. But
you know
my
what?
sister got one. So.
Did she?
Yeah.
You don't need tattoos. I don't regret my tattoos, but like, who cares? Like, what's the point? Yeah, it's fine. You don't need a tattoo.
Yeah. I was like, we did want to get, like, we each wanted to get one together, but I was like, you know what? I get poked enough when I need blood drawn. I don't want to voluntarily get poked. So,
you know what? I think that sounds like a motto to live by. Don't voluntarily get poked.
Yeah. So, my last question for you, and I really don't want to ask it because I want to keep talking to you.
Oh, you're so sweet. This has been really fun.
It has. Yeah, thank you. You've just made my day. So,
thanks, Maya.
So my last question for you is, who do you consider to be a real life superhero and why?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, so many people, right? I can't think of just one person because so many people are just doing incredible things all the time. For example, this past year, my daughter's school did all the learning happened online, right? Like so many schools. And they put together such an incredible program, and the teachers worked so hard, above and beyond what they get paid, just because they love these kids and they wanted to take care of them in this difficult time, and then you think about all the medical staff who have, been incredible and worked so hard and put their lives on the line throughout this pandemic, which still rages on. There are so many people who are just so good and giving of themselves. And so I couldn't say anyone in particular, just people who give of themselves for others, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This past year, we've really gotten to see the good, and also the bad, unfortunately. But, the goodness in so many people, which is really nice because, this has been a difficult time for the world, continues to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Marsha, thank you so much for spending so much time with us. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And I just wanted to tell you that actually at the beginning of quarantine, I would wake up every morning like I was just having so much anxiety, and I'd wake up every morning feeling calm, and then I'd remember what's going on in the world, and then I'd start freaking out and spiraling. So then I'd go downstairs and watch White Collar, and I'd feel better. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. That really warms my heart. Thanks for sharing that with me.
And Maya keeps us updated on all of her favorites and where they are and what they're doing and where we can find them. So we'll keep our eye out for you on the big screen and the TV screen and the computer screen and what other screens we might see you. So, but thank you so much for spending so much time with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Maya. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.